Hey, I wish I've stayed in Hong Kong a bit longer. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. And today I'm doing my second review of the day. And that would be an album review of an album released from Hong Kong, from a Hong Kong artist. That is a new Luna is a BEP album, 如是我聞. So I have heard. So Luna is a BEP is a female rapper and songwriter and singer from Hong Kong. She has tried rapping for fun in 2018 on Instagram and she calls herself Luna is a bitch. But of course that name will not work. So she changed it to Luna is a beep, except she made a typo. So instead of saying BEEP, she typed BEP. So it ended up becoming Luna is a BEP. And I have talked about Luna as a BEP several times on my channel already because she is one of the more popular artists in the current 2020s, late 2010s to early 2020s indie scene that Hong Kong is going through right now. And she's a bit of a people's person. A lot of if you check out all these indie musical artists from Hong Kong and their Instagram pages, you would find out that they all follow Luna is a BEP on Instagram. And Luna is a BEP also, I know I'm not supposed to talk about this too much, but, I was making a short film a few days ago back in Hong Kong, and one of the guys who helped me with my short film is a guy who went to Baptist University and studied film. And I call him the 19-year-old guy because he's 19 years old like me. And for one of the graduation short film projects that guy is involved in, the main actress is also Luna is a BEP. And when I saw the short film with the guy, I was like, hold on, she kind of looks like Luna is a BEP. And the 19-year-old guy looked at me and was like, how do you know her? How do you know her? And I'm like, well, I've been getting into indie music in Hong Kong lately, and so there's that. So this is actually Luna is a BEP's debut album, even though she's been pumping out singles and she's been making waves on YouTube and on Hong Kong Instagram. This is her debut album, and it's called 如是我聞. So I have heard. Starting off, we have an intro track called Ting Ting, and it's actually a pretty basic Cantopop song, but stripped back and with very bad karaoke vocals. Luna's BEP is not a good singer. I'm gonna be honest here, she's not good at singing. And it definitely shows on this track because it sounds like she's singing karaoke. It's so amateurish. And I'm glad this is only 58 seconds long, but I really wish that this intro would not even exist to begin with. But the worst song, or at least one of the worst songs on the album, is actually the second track, 清醒夢, Lucid Dream. And of course, the track is called Lucid Dream, so we get these soft, dreamy pianos, birds chirping, reverby vocals. It's so silly. It sounds like a parody. I've heard so many songs like this already at this point, and it just sounds funny to me right now. And the chorus is so stiff. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys hear a bit of the chorus. Yeah, not very good. Very stiff. And then we have the next track, 要怎麼書寫? How do I write this? And it's called How Do I Write This because this song is about how she doesn't know how to write certain songs. So certain moods and feelings like sadness and loneliness and loss. And she doesn't know how to turn these feelings into words. So instead, what she did is she wrote a song about not knowing how to write about these feelings. And I guess it works, but instrumentally it's just so forgettable. It's super washed out, reverby, dreamy ballad with some minimal guitars. It's kind of forgettable, it's overdone many times already. I'm not huge on this style, so there is that. And then we have the next track, 怎麼想得到? How does one think of this? And it's a slow, groovy pop song with a slick bass, some 80s inspired synths, and a nostalgic chord progression. And lyrically, this is kind of a love song, or maybe just a song about a friendship, because it's not a very romantic song. The lyrics don't feel romantic, so I'm guessing it could also be about friendship. But yeah, honestly, even though I think instrumentally this song is kind of average, it is one of the better songs on the album. Next up, we have the track Dots Interlude, and it is 4 minutes and 26 seconds long. And okay, sure, Kendrick Lamar has made 4-minute interludes too, but this song, even though it's called an interlude, this is the longest track on the entire album. I don't know why. It could have been shorter. It could have been way shorter and it would be fine. But yeah, essentially this track is nothing but electronics and it's not that bad, honestly, but it's also not that great. I've heard tons of other artists, other musical artists, do something like this just as well, if not way better. Then we are followed with the track Overthinking, which is a jazzy, chill pop song, the kind of music you would listen to in a cafe, playing in the background. The thing with Luna's voice is that her voice is very low pitched and a little bit raspy, so she's not good at singing songs like this. So this song didn't really achieve the effect that she's clearly going for. And some of the lyrics here are pretty nice because this track is about overthinking. It's called Overthinking, so of course it's about overthinking. And some of the lyrics here are pretty interesting, like靜靜待歷史發生，落落淚亦不過分。想開心為什麼要等？慢慢待末日接近。So it basically means, waiting for history to happen, crying, and it's still not enough. Wanting to be happy, so why are you still waiting, slowly waiting for the end of the world to happen? So I guess it's sort of about the after effect of overthinking, just waiting for something to actually happen. It's interesting. But instrumentally, it's just not it. It's just not it. And it gets way worse on the next track, Reply 中意錢, which means reply don't like money, featuring BBV Doll. And this is the most obnoxious song here because this is basically a rap banger, but what actually happens is Luna Zabeb does a Cardi B impression. And the beat is really repetitive, it's really stiff, the delivery is really cringy, and the song is just very goofy. You know what? I'm gonna play a clip of it just to show you how goofy it sounds. Hey, you got the money. And then that is followed with 該睇路, which means please watch where you're going. And it's also a goofy, silly rap banger, but this time this track actually lives up to the goofy, silly energy because the beat is quirkier, it's stiffer, it's cooler, and the lyrics are genuinely funny this time. And clearly rapping is Luna's strong suit. Luna's not that good at singing, but she's better at rapping. Her energy and her charisma really shines through on this track. And again, the lyrics are actually funnier this time instead of the very unfunny repetitive lyrics on the previous track. On this track, she basically rants about how people don't watch where they're going and they always look at their phones while they're walking. Kids, old people, middle-aged people, they all do this. They look at their phones, they go online shopping. Moms play Candy Crush while they're walking. And lyrically and instrumentally, easily the best track on the album. Then we are back to some non-hip-hop tracks, I guess, with Favorite Fantasy featuring Drag C, which is a spacey R&B track with a trap beat. It's super washed out and derivative, and even though it is not nearly as bad and as uninspired as mainstream Cantopop, it's still mediocre. And at this point, I sort of see that one of the biggest problems with Luna Zabeb is that she has so many genres she wants to try. She wants to try rap bangers. She wants to try dream pop. She wants to try R&B, and she's just making them all in one album. So she has yet to really own her style on this album. And then we have the next track, Go Yat Man, which means That Night, featuring OJ. And this track is actually musically written by Anna Hisber, who, if you don't know, who also recently came out with an album, of which I gave a 4 out of 10. And this track definitely shows, because this track is literally one of those chill coffee shop cafe background music type beat. It's really bland, it's really boring. I'm glad it's only one song, because a whole album of tracks like this will earn a 4 out of 10, which actually happened. Then we have the lead up single 每當還變時, which is a reference to 每當變幻時, which is a rom-com movie from Hong Kong that came out in 2007. And instrumentally, I think it's not that bad, but I would say it's also not that great, because on this track, it does this weird muffly electronic production like dubstep, but slow and moodier, and the hooks are not that good. They're not really all that catchy. The chipmunk compressed vocals and the trap beats are a little awkward. So instrumentally, not really all that great. Lyrically, Luna basically sings about people leaving. It's probably a friend leaving, or maybe someone she knows personally leaving, but leaving Hong Kong, being super far away, relatable, I guess. Definitely relatable. And then we have the second last track, Fei Mao Mi. What in the fuck is going on? So this is an interlude. Basically, it's 38 seconds long, and Luna tries to, I guess, write a kid's song, 肥猫咪有什麼故事, and it sounds cringy as hell. And I know she's trolling, she's just being funny, but it sounds bad. You can sound funny and sound good at the same time, but this legitimately sounds bad. I'm glad it's only 38 seconds long, because if it's any longer, I will not stand it. You know what? I'll play a clip. Alright, the album ends off with 我唔要再覺得自己廢, which means I don't want to think I am lame. But it's a demo, so it's not very well mastered or produced at all. And we have these slice of life jaunty pianos and some funny lyrics about self-respect, wanting to respect yourself a little more. And honestly, it's not bad. I genuinely think the slice of life type pianos work with Luna's delivery and her humor very well. And this track also reminds me a lot of like Hobo Johnson in a good way. In a way, I find this track kind of personal, kind of funny, kind of chill, and it just really works out. I just wish it's longer. This track is only 1 minute and 30 something seconds long, and I wish it's longer. So that's that. That's my review of Luna Zebep's new album. My favorite track here is probably the last track, or actually唔該睇路, Watch Where You're Going. That's my favorite. And my least favorite, the last one, the Reply, Don't Want Money. And I'm giving let me just say that even though I come off really negative here, I'm glad that artists like Luna Zebep exists. Hong Kong very much needs more indie music artists. But I'm going to be honest here, Luna Zebep is still a far way from being able to write something good and being able to own her style. And I look forward to the day she does that. So yeah, I'm giving Luna Zebep's new album, 如是我聞. So I've heard a strong 5 out of 10. So have you listened to the new Luna Zebep album? From 1 to 10, how much you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do a review on this album again, but in Cantonese sometime in the future, so that I don't sound like an idiot when Hong Kongers watch this video and actually know what I'm saying clearly.